Hi, and welcome to my channel. The journey to a successful online course creation could be exhausting, but it could as well be interesting and rewarding. This is a free training that was supposed to initially be a free webinar, but I decided to have it free for everyone. I know it's crazy because there is no offer in this webinar. I am breaking the rule that most of you are used to. In fact, at the end of this webinar, I'm going to offer you another free training that is super useful that will help you to actually start with your course creation today. In this video, 3 secrets to unlock profitable online courses creation and automation from a course creator with 1,000 plus students worldwide. Hi everyone, my name is Ruba Altijani. I'm a course creator with 1,000 students worldwide. This is, I suppose, my biggest achievement at this point. And in this presentation, I'll share with you how to begin this exciting journey today. And before we jump into the content of the presentation, I'm excited to share with you a bonus masterclass. Let me call it a free training. It's called Niche It. And just by being here and just by attending today, you have already granted yourself a free access to Niche It. Niche It will help you to nail down your niche, figure out who your ideal client is, where are they hiding, and how to tone your message to address them and price properly. This has taken me years to put together. I'm glad to give it to you today, or to point you on the direction where you can get it today for free. So if you watch until the end of this presentation, I'll be able to share with you how you could access it for free. Our agenda today is to present you 3 secrets to unlock your success of online courses, and then I will extend an invitation for those who need further help. But the thing is, today I'm not selling anything. So if you need further help, then just feel free to contact me on my Instagram account, Rubal Tijani. I might leave a link at the description below, but I'm not going to be selling anything. However, if you want to start today on your own, then watch out for Niche It. At the end of the presentation, I will show you how you can access it for free. So before we start, please realize that the information I share with you here is valuable. And despite this webinar or training being totally for free, I need you to treat it as if you have paid $1,000 to receive it. Silence your phone and other distractions. Play full out, because this is not the time for half-hearted efforts or holding back. This presentation delivers results and requires you to take action. And before we start, let me ask you a question. Why are you here? I suppose we've all have got reasons to be here today. Either we are running away from some pain and looking for solutions for this pain that we have in our life, or we are looking for something more and something more satisfying. So whatever your reasons are, let me invite you to do this exercise with me. My question to you is, if you are to imagine yourself after 5 years from today, if you took a step today and succeeded, how would you feel? How would your life be 5 years later from taking action today and changing your life and actually doing the thing that you're thinking, is it possible? Is it not possible? What if it worked for you? 5 years later, how would that make you feel? Who would you be? Just take a moment and think about it. How would you feel? How would your life be? Who's going to be around you? What physical stuff are you going to have? This actually works. Now back to this question. Imagine that 5 years later, you are in the same place as you are today, having the same pain that made you look for solutions. How do you feel? And I would always say, know your hell and know your heaven. Because once you're clear on these, nothing can stop you. Let me talk you through some exciting statistics. It took me a tremendous amount of research to come up with these statistics and find it, and I am sharing all the resources here. And the point of this is to logically guide you through an understanding that there is something happening out there in the world. There is a whole revolution, and it's for you to either be part of it or to just let it pass away. There is nothing better than looking at numbers to understand where we are today and where we're going and how fast are we going there. So let me share with you some statistics in terms of the main questions that I have been asked during the last 2 years. Why online courses? A lot of people see me over the social media, especially when I started talking about this topic, and they were like, online courses? Why online courses? And here are the answers in numbers. So, online courses providers' market size was valued by 1.65 billion in 2020 alone. And remember, there was a pandemic in 2020. And it is projected to reach 2.56 billion with a capital B in 2028. So this is growing as a compound annual growth rate of 5.63%. And this is quite high, you guys. And you can go check the website where I found this information. That's why I left you the resources to trigger you a little bit to go and research it and see where we're going and what is happening. There is a huge movement. The revenue of the online learning platforms is expected to show an annual growth from 2023, which is our current year, to 2027 of 19.94%, rejecting in a projected market volume of 9.79 billion with a capital B in 2027. So this gives you an idea about how huge this market is and how fast it's moving. And this means for you two things. You're not late to the party, and there is still a potential for more people to join in. So, according to Forbes, 325 billion is the estimated market worth by 2025, and that is not far from today. So you still have time. This is not a get rich quick game. This is not like, okay, let me start today and tomorrow I'm gonna get some success. You need to do a few things. You need to gain the skills. This is new, so most people are starting from scratch, which is an advantage, but this also means that you need to build some skills, so you need some time. So I suppose you're gonna start today. By the end of this presentation, this is my intention to you, that you are going to start today, and I hope that it works. And if it does, comment below and let me know. Go like, yeah, I started today because of your presentation. It's those comments that fills me with energy. Back to our statistics. Online learning is the fastest growing market in the education industry. It has grown 900% since its creation in 2000. I mean, come on, I didn't even know that this market existed back in 2000. It is becoming more and more mainstream. So yeah, 900%. Think about that. Think about it. Okay. Why are people saying yes to online courses? Why is it growing so much? 40% of Fortune 500 companies utilize e-learning. So we can see Fortune 500 companies utilizing e-learning. Companies like Google, Apple, IBM, Tesla, they don't require university degrees anymore. So the university degrees, okay, I'm gonna say that I have a university degree. I'm sure that my son is probably gonna have a university degree, but to be honest, it is starting to be a joke. And I know that this is gonna hurt a lot of people, but hear me out. When you go to apply for a job in these companies, like top companies, they ask you, what can you do? What do you know? What can you do? What is your experience? What can you bring to the table? So the days that you could brag about your MBA, master's degree, and so on are kind of over. And now it's really about having the information, having the depth and being able to do it. And what is a faster way and better way than going to an expert and ask him, okay, how did you do this? Give me all your experience, package it really well and give it to me so that I will consume all that and start where you ended. What is better, to spend 5 years learning everything and then trying to put it together, or spending a weekend or an online course, finish it at your own pace and then become an expert? You tell me. E-learning improves employee productivity by 15 to 25%. That's according to the American Heart Association. And then 36% of college students agree that e-learning is useful for managing their course schedules. Of course, e-learning comes with a lot of advantages. You could finish it at your own pace. You could be in the comfort of your own house. You could be studying on the road. There are so many things that are super compatible with today's busy life. And that is why more and more people are saying yes to online courses. And online courses have a 72% completion rate, while in-person courses have 75 completion rate. That is according to EdTech magazine. And I was thinking that people have more tendency, which is right. The statistics show that 75% tend to complete the courses, which is like 3% more than the online courses or online classes completion rate. But that is still not such a big difference, you guys. I mean, people are still into online courses, and they're saying yes to it more and more. Online courses increase student retention 5 times more. And I suppose from my own experience, it's because you're sitting in your own environment. You're not pressured to just finish it, grasp the information at one sitting. Now you actually have the luxury of repeating it. So if there's something that you don't get, you would repeat it more and more until you get the information. And then the mobile e-learning market reached 38 billion with a B by the end of 2021. So these are all the resources that I have used to come up with these statistics. These statistics are mind-blowing. And this is the biggest proof that not only you sitting here today trying to learn about it, not only me spending like 1 year before I come up with like, yeah, I'll focus on online courses. A lot of people every day are saying yes to online courses and no to traditional education. And hopefully, this is going to drive the traditional education that hasn't changed for years. Can online courses make you money? I get asked this question a lot, and I thought the best way to help my audience understand the size of the market and what is the potential that is there is to show them and share with you some exciting statistics. Well, hear me out. The online course industry, now we're nearing it, we're niching it down. I'm not just talking about online learning anymore. I'm talking about the online course industry. Its total revenue was $46 billion in 2018. That's according to Forbes. So there is an industry called online courses. It's part of the online learning and it's making money. And this whole presentation is about it and about how to tap to it and what is it that you need to do and what are like the secrets about this industry that people who have been there before you. I know that before me there have been people doing this for the last like 20 years. Even I had no idea that this was a sector. I had no idea that people are making money this way. But yeah, so I figured it out. And I hope that after this presentation today, you'll be in because today is the day that you start. Top earning teachers on the platform Skillshare earned an average of 40,000 a year. 40,000. These are like the top sellers, and I think that this is good money for someone who's backing his knowledge and selling it online. Yeah. So creators use Kajabi made 5 billion plus. And this is from the statistics that I got of Kajabi itself. So they have access to, if you're new to Kajabi, Kajabi is a course creation platform where you can host and sell your online course. So they've got access to like all the course creators in Kajabi. And with such transparency, they shared that it's 5+ billion, right? So this can give you an idea about the volume of online courses being sold on Kajabi. 40% of creators reference online courses as the most popular offering to direct monetization. 40%, think about that for a minute. And 35% of them reference coaching. Coaching is very similar to online courses, but online courses are passive. This is a passive income because you record it once and then it runs on and on and on. While coaching, you're more present. You have to be there and kind of you're trading your time for money, basically. 1 in 3 creators on Kajabi who work full time on their online business make over 6 figures. Yeah, how would you like to be making over 6 figures? So who is this for? I will go through some of these questions, like all these questions with you guys. If your answer is yes to any of these questions, then this is for you. Look no further. You have reached your destination. And this presentation is going to answer your questions. It's going to put you on the right path. And I will be thrilled and excited to be your guide through this path. So this is where teachers at heart, willing to help through spreading transformational information. Okay, you're going to ask me like, who are these teachers at heart? Am I a teacher at heart? I don't know. Well, if your answer is yes to any of these questions, then this is for you. Are you comfortable answering the question, how did you do it? When you do something amazing for others and they're like, how did you do it? Do you find yourself telling them like how you've done it? Either you tell it or you show it. Are you comfortable sharing this type of information? Do you feel that having the right information is transformational in someone's life? Like if you have the right information today, do you feel like you would be able to do better than if you didn't have it? And are you always researching? I know you're always researching because of the fact that you're here. You're looking for some information, but just something to reflect on. Are you this type of person or not? Remember, if you answered yes, then you are in the right place. This is also for coaches and instructors who are sick of one-to-one and in-person sessions. And let's face it, the amount of energy that we spend in coaching is huge. So if you're a coach or if you are an instructor and you're sick of one-to-one, there is nothing wrong with you. But let me ask you a few questions to verify if this is the right place for you. Do you want to scale to a wider audience? Who doesn't? I mean, are you excited about the idea of spending the same effort as one session while serving 10 clients or more at the same time on their own pace? And this is something very important because coaching or one-to-one, you spend a huge amount of effort to take one person through a journey. What if you could maximize that? What if with the same effort that you put, you could help 10, 20, 30? And the number goes on and on, really, because there is a way to frame it and there is a way to extract the information so that though your message is public, people receive it very privately. And we will talk about this either today or in the free training or in my courses. We'll talk about it because there is a way to do it and there is a way to elicit information. And I know that a lot of people, especially coaches and instructors, they kind of get stuck like, okay, yeah, I can teach one person how to do that, but how can I teach 10 people at the same time if I don't have direct touch with them? And there's a way to do it, but just hear me out and reflect here for a minute. Is that something that excites you? That you're able to scale to a wider audience, that you're able to spend the same effort that you put in one client, but reach like 10 or 20 clients or whatever the number goes on and on? Is it? Okay, back to who is this for? It is for wannabe course creators. People who've researched, and I suppose that these are people like me. When I started, I truly stumbled upon this by research. I researched and I find that, okay, passive income is something for me. What are the reliable sources of passive income? Should I be on YouTube? Should I hit Amazon? Should I do investment? Should I do this and that? And I came to the realization that yes, this is something I want to do. I want to be a course creator. So if you are somebody who's totally new to this, maybe you knew something, maybe you've had like your own little experiments and you still haven't hit a success, but you still want to learn how to do it right, then you are in the right place. And let me ask you these questions. Do you feel like the future of people is in shared, more enlightenment future? Do you feel like the future of people is in a shared, more enlightened future? Do you feel like if we are going to the future and if we want to be good people, then we have to share information. We have to enlighten each other. You figured something out, so you tell me, and then this enlightens me and changes my life. And you gift me this transformation that now I carry on in my life and have a better life. Does that sound like a good future for you, a bright future? And do you feel that the future of education is online? Apart from the statistics that we just went through and all the evidence that yes, the future of education is online, how do you feel it? Do you feel that this is happening? Like, I know it's happening, but what is, like, just let's reflect on it a little bit here and think about it. How do you feel about the future of education and the future of humanity, really? Could that be a trigger for you to start your course creation journey? And then number 4, and the category who this is for, are the passive income seekers. So, does working 10 hours a day for 60 years sound like a stupid idea to you? Because this is what most people do, right? They work 8 to 10 hours for 60 years or beyond, and this is their life. So how do you like that? Does that sound like a stupid idea to you? Well, if it does, then you are in the right place, because there is another way to make money. There are various other ways to make money. This is one of them. Do you believe that you work to live, not live to work? I mean, if you spend majority of your life in the office, then yes, you are living to work, because when do you even have time to live? So just quick check in with yourself and see what your beliefs are when it comes to this topic. And the last question is, do you value the time that you spent living, making experiences and spending time with your family and loved one? Do you cherish this time? Do you value it? Do you feel like that's the point of life? Or is the point of life for you to stay in the office and work? So if this is um, for you, then welcome if you are any of these categories, if you've answered yes to any of these questions, and if any of these questions meant something to you. So welcome on board. And here's my promise to you. By the end of this presentation, you will learn what you need to do in sequence to create a successful online course. You will learn the fundamentals of finding your ideal client and making solid offer. And I would say, especially secret number 2, so stay tuned for that. And you will learn 5 systems to create an online course that sells automatically. This is secret number 3. And then you will take an action towards your journey. I can only offer you. I can only offer you. But then it's for you to take it, and it's for you to do that action. I can only invite you. This is as much as I can do. But I cannot come and like literally take the information and bore it in your head. You need to stay and you need to be willing to listen, right? And you need to have the courage and try and go and experience this yourself. So I definitely invite you to be an action taker. And by the end of this presentation, you will see me inviting action takers for something more. Okay, so a little personal thing about me, because I realized that a lot of people who are watching me today are not going to be in a good place. I know that some of you are in pain, and I know that you're looking for a solution. And just by sharing my personal story with you, I want you to realize that there are no accidents in the universe, and maybe you're hearing this message from me today as a sign of hope and as a sign that this is not the end of it. And yes, there are other ways to do it. Go figure out your way. If this way resonates with you, then well and good. You're more than welcome on board. I'm thrilled to have you. I've got a whole program. I have programs for you. I'm ready to help you. But just realize that when I started this, I wasn't in a good place. I did lose my dream job as the pandemic hit. It took me many years to like create that profile for it, but eventually I lost it in 2020. I lost six-figure business because COVID has hit. I was swamped in debt, and surprisingly and funny, the only source of income that I had stable that time was online courses. And this has opened my eyes to a total new potential. I'll talk about it later about like the whole transformation. But so I was unsatisfied. I wasn't as a happy employee. Like just the employment didn't fit me, I suppose. And I had like my daily responsibilities, multiple hats, the mom hat, the daughter hat, the manager hat, so many hats that made me feel totally swamped in responsibility. I was frustrated to help. And those of you who have a calling, you would feel that even though you're in a bad place, you still feel bad for other people. And some people might mock you, and they might be like, oh, go feel sorry for yourself. You can't help it. because you still feel like you want to help. And this is a calling that you can't silence. This is a calling that will just keep on knocking on your door, and you have to respond to it. So if you are someone with a calling, then yes, you are in the right place. So I was frustrated to help and have an impact, especially for those starting from scratch. Because I felt like I have the advantage of being highly educated, like my family has invested in me, I had a certain lifestyle. But what about those who didn't? And I felt obliged, and I felt kind of responsible, like I need to come up with a solution where if someone doesn't have anything, this will be it for them. Obviously, I was super busy. I had no time for my family, or myself, or my dreams. And some people might just go through this sentence, but if you are stuck in the hamster wheel, then you know what is it not to have time for yourself or your dreams, because you go to work, or you do something, or you're busy with the kids, or you're like super busy that you don't even stop and say, what do I want? Where I'm going from here? Why am I doing this? You're super busy that you don't have time for yourself. So if you could identify with any of these, then you would have an idea of where I started. And today I am blessed to have more than 1,000 students worldwide. This is something that has been a dream come true. Hopefully, it is the beginning. And there are a few other significant things that mean something to me, and I would like to share them with you. And if I didn't have this career, this dream, and if I hadn't persuaded it, I would not be able to be the mother that I am today, or to my son. The mother that I'm today to my son, he's 5 years old. We started with his academic journey a bit late. I was able to dedicate for him a full month just to start with him the reading and writing journey. And after 1 month, he was able to do it. And that was super stressful, super time consuming. And it just felt impossible to do. But yes, I was able to do, and I was there, and I was present to him. And it wasn't like you have to study, you have six, 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 like fast. No, it was a genuine experience. It was a kind experience. And if I didn't have that space, um, in my mind and in my heart and in my life, there is no way I could have done it. I know a lot of the mothers out there could resonate to that, because sometimes you're drained and you're exhausted and you want to love your kids the best way, but you just can't, because there are 100 other things that you have to do. At the end of the day, you've got no capacity to just focus on them as much as you like. And working as an online course coach helped me to do that. Having my online business helped me to do that. So it kind of like gave me that peace of mind. When my father had the stroke 2 years ago, this was crazy news for the whole family. We had no idea what to do. I was privileged to be able to be his caregiver until today, actually. I'm the one. Of course, I shared this with my mom and sometimes the rest of my sisters, but to be able to provide that to him, to stay with him in the hospital for 3 months, there is no way I could have done that if I worked 9 to 5 or if I had another job. That was time consuming. So this is something I'm super grateful for. And this is the opportunity that I'm bringing you here today, actually. You have the time to be there physically with those you love during their difficult times in the life journey, during the time that they actually need you. I have time to write and record a podcast and learn new skills such as drawing and eating healthy and meditation. And when I say I have time, it's not like, oh, I'm laying the whole day and I have like so much time. No, I still have to fight for my time and to prioritize it and to lead my day. But at the end of the day, I can do it. If I would be working in any other, let's say, career where I spend like 10 hours in the office, no matter how much you fight for it, there will be things that you need to drop and there will be things that you need to delegate. And there will be things that though you love these people so much, you just cannot be there for them. And though you want to learn how to do photography will just have to go off the list because there is just no time for you writing or learning a new skill or improving your life. And believe it or not, those people who are learning new skills, they have to create that space in their mind and in their life and the time for it. If you come back from work that exhausted, then how are you gonna have time to learn to play music? If music was like your life dream, you're just gonna have to drop it, right? Because there is no time for it and there are like other responsibilities. But to be privileged to do what you like doing, something that inspires you, this is what I'm offering you today. And of course, I have time for my well being and beauty. Everyone knows that it is important. So, yeah, time is quite important for it. So, how did I transform my life while I was at rock bottom? And yes, when I was here, like where I started, I was at rock bottom. Yeah, that's how it felt to me. And like a lot of you, there are symptoms. Um, when you are at rock bottom, you know that you're not in a good place. And what we are going to talk about, um, we will talk about how this rock bottom actually look like. But there is a common symptom that most people do. When you are in rock bottom, you pray. You start to ask God to help you for that one person or one thing or one idea that is gonna change it all, that is gonna take the pain away, because you realize that there is no one there to listen, but you know that He's there and He's listening to you. So that is how it started for me. And then I stumbled upon the self-help by accident. First, it was the Think and Grow Rich, the book. I heard it. I'm such an audiobook person, but I think I heard someone talking about it. I think it was Rob Proctor. I'm not sure. And then I went and I got the book and I realized that everything is created twice. The first time is in the mind. But most people are unconscious for what they're creating. So what Think and Grow Rich does to you is that it just brings this realization to you, like, hey, you can change your life. And then there was the Reality Club podcast. Shout out to David Qaqis. I had this opportunity to be a co-host in a wonderful podcast that has validated me and just made me realize that all the ideas that I have that sounds like kind of weird at the time and different from everyone around me, those are real ideas and other people are actually doing them, living by them. The fact that before you work, you need to rest. You need to rest and give yourself that space and that create that space, just be well rested and then go and work and do your best. So this was like one big idea that was like, oh, I thought I'm doing it differently and I thought I'm weird, but no, that's not weird at all. And then Reality Club has got so many of these ideas. We've been over the years, the last 5 years now, discussing them, going through them. It was so validating. If you don't know about it, definitely go listen to it. And then there was Mind Valley and all the courses, the transformational courses. And this is a great place to start. I was a member of Mind Valley for 1 year, and it was super transformational for me until I felt like it was time to move on and to move forward. But I will still remember all the gurus and teachers who were available on Mindville and who really helped me throughout my journey, especially in the beginning. And then I started to look for inspirations from those who've done it. And thanks God for the internet, because you can see people who've done it, people who've changed their lives, and this no longer feels like a dream or like you will watch it and you go like, oh, he's lying. No, because people are able to share with you real life scenarios and proofs to show you like, hey, this is real. I did change my life. And just realizing that life is not supposed to be like that. Life is not supposed to be um painful. Life is not supposed to be um full of, you know, you're not supposed to be hating your life. You're supposed to be enjoying your life. All of that made me realize that there are multiple doors to the life that I desired, and that I can cross over. So I didn't like where I was, but I understood that, okay, now let me create what I want. And there is a way to cross over so that it changes over time. And we will talk about the journey, because the journey, like, it starts from this point there, from a low point where I was unsatisfied. So I was miserable in the employment life. It just didn't work for me. I had no time for my son, no time for my family. So I was imbalanced, because for me as a person to be happy, I needed that. I needed to be there for my son. I needed to be there for people that I loved. I wasn't satisfied with having a high salary and being in the office for 10 to 12 years. It's just, I didn't like that. Not only that I didn't like it, it was painful. It was painful for me to have to live like that. So I was imbalanced. I was unsatisfied. And I had no savings, no other income than my salary. And I believe that that is the case of most people who are employed, unless they're really aware of it, and if they start really smartly saving. But most people who are working can, if you lose the job, then that's all. The only option you have is to find another job. And with the changes in the employment market, good luck with that, because COVID-19 has changed the whole world. So, yeah, this is really time to start thinking about minding your own business. And then the journey starts from that place where you're feeling, where your discomfort creates kind of like an enlightenment. You start to think about, what if I can have it all? What if I can have it all now? What if I could change something? What if this is not it? And then you start in the journey. And the journey is not straightforward, it has ups and downs, but eventually at the end of it, and I'm just sharing a part of my journey and the stuff that at the moment satisfies me, the number of students, the having a solid automated business model, establishing an online presence that took me quite some time to start. And though at the moment I still have a smaller following, it's growing. And but I people can identify with me, like they can understand that, oh, okay, so you're talking about online courses. And even my smaller circle are starting to understand what passive income is, and being interested in that, and being interested in online courses. I have a fresh mindset, because once you start changing it, that's nothing is gonna stop you. It will keep on changing, and you will have that can do and can change attitude. I'm satisfied with the impact that I bring to the world, whether it's one person or more people. When I receive the messages like, yeah, you know what, you said that thing and that thing made me do it. Or, like those messages, um, honestly and truly, I am happy to receive them. And then I have a plan and I'm working on it. So for me, I feel like I'm not there yet. I'm far from where I want to be, but I know that I have a plan and I'm working on it, even if it's baby steps, and that is satisfying. And then, yeah, making passive income, and I know that this is something that I'm still scaling. Um, Overall, yeah, this makes me satisfied and happy, and some people are even cheering for me, and I wish that you have the same. But what does it look like from the inside? This is how the journey looks like from the outside. Now let's look at it from the inside. From the inside, you have this trigger, like it's like a bomb that goes inside you, an explosion, and you just open your eyes and you go like, I can't live like that anymore. So something happens that has triggered you. For me, I suppose it was the death of my brother. It really triggered me because he was young, he was in his 40s, he was active, he had like different ideas, he was an entrepreneur, and I just realized like, wait a minute, life is ending. Not everyone dies when they're old, and not everyone die when they think that they're done. So it means you have no time. So you better do what you want to do today. The responsibility, having like my son, I realized that, okay, the career is not for me because I want to have this new role as being a mom, and I want to be present to my son. My father having a stroke, I want to immediately now provide monetarily. I have that urgency that I need to do it now, and I need to get some help to do it, and it has got to happen right now. Like, I'm not gonna wait for it. So all these things just really created that explosion inside me, that made me go on the journey of success. And it's not a straightforward journey. And let's be a little more realistic when we look at it. It's not just one explosion that happens, it's more. As you go in this cycle of success, there will be some points that there are going to be down points in your life, and then there will be ups and downs and ups and downs and all the way, right? That's just how life is. And then there are the wins, right? The gains, the successes, the aha moments, the aha, I figured it out. That's how I do it now. That's how I change. And this is the change, and this is the beauty of life, right? So this is how it looks like from the inside. And if it looks like this to you from the inside, then you're normal, because that's how it looks like for everyone. Obviously, no one is having it perfect, but you are still growing, and the curve is still going up higher. Now you are more aware of your explosions, of your down moments, of your rock bottoms. You are more aware of them, right? So when they happen, you realize that, there is something for me to learn. What opportunity does that bring me? And can you accelerate it? Is there a way to accelerate your journey so that when you hit rock bottom, you go like, okay, that's the way to get out of it. Oh, that's the system that I created. So some people pray and remain present and ask for the next step, and some people would do something like, you need to create a system. Is there a way to accelerate it? And I asked myself that, and I said, can I accelerate my journey? If this is life, then I don't want to stay at the rock bottom for a long time. I want to move forward, learn my lesson so that I can continue. And the answer is yes, there is a way to accelerate it. There is something called the self-help industry, aka the knowledge industry, a whole industry of people who have gathered their lessons and they summed it up and they packaged it nicely, and they've either written a book or made a coaching program or made like an online course available to you at your own pace. And they're just sharing it with you. And they're like, here, take it, accelerate your journey. And I guess the question really comes to the point where we started. Can you can do it yourself, or you can get help if you want to accelerate. And that's a decision that you have to make. And that was a decision that I had to make when I felt that urgency that I needed now. And I realized that no, I need help. I'm done with trying to do it myself. I need help at this point. So when I did it myself, that's how it was. It was hard. It was time consuming. There were plenty of trial and error that put me into even worse financial situation. I would have been way better off if I invested in that help that I was getting than in prolonging the journey. And I was lonely because I had this vision and I had those desires and I had those ideas, but I had no tools. I had no idea how I can do it. And mostly, I had no clarity. The amount of decisions that I had to make during this journey was immense, but I had no clarity. Should I share via email, like email marketing, or should I just use Instagram, or should I be on TikTok, or should I go to YouTube, or should I do this, or should I do that? So it was just a crazy amount of unnecessary pain of decision making that I was stuck in. That was time consuming. And then I went and I got help. Okay, just checking my recorder, my Zoom recorder. Yeah. So then I went and I got help. You know this guy, you know Tony Robbins, you know Lisa Nichols, you know Dean Garcios, you know these guys, you know them, and maybe they helped you at some point in your life, and they did help me, and I'm so grateful to them. Transformational stuff that these guys are doing, and I'm so proud to be impacted by them. And they also started from a place of discomfort, and they made it big. And yeah, they helped me. I got help. And what happens after you get help? For me, I went on and I got more help, because now I knew, like, okay, so I have these gaps. So okay, I started with meditation, and I started with brain training, and with starting what marketing is and what is direct marketing. And yeah, these people helped me. These people inspired me. These people are gurus in what they do, and they are leading, and they are amazing, and they did help me. Their ways are proven, and it's working, and it's available. So when I got help, I ended my lonely journey, because now I know, hey, I'm not the only one who needs help here. A lot of people need help, and there is a whole industry designed for it, and they can help me, and they did help me. So I ended my lonely journey. I validated my thoughts and actions. I learned some time hacks. So before I got help, I was stuck for a year or two. Maybe I was stuck, and yeah, got help, and I moved forward. I avoided the pricey, painful mistakes, because these people will tell you, hey, don't do that, do this, or this is the way I've done it. And most importantly is, I save time, and time is a currency, and time is important. If there is a shortcut for me to save time, I will take it. So I walked in the path that they paved. I didn't have to create my own path now, because there is already a path, right? So I just walked in it, and I accelerated my success. Had I not got that help, I would have been probably still thinking if, or maybe doing, maybe not thinking, maybe just doing. I would have been still um, deciding if I should be on Teachable or Kajabi, or if I should like buy a mic or not, or if I should like be on YouTube or Instagram. Like all these decisions, um, I would still be there. I would have still be like, I wouldn't be here today that fast. Yeah, and that's why, because I got the help and because I'm coming from that place, I want to share with you these 3 secrets to unlock the profitable online course creation and automation. And automation is an important word here. I want to share with you these 3 secrets, and this is the help that I seek to give you. Let's continue to the second part where I will reveal secret number 1.